The the credit goes to the guys that nobody even knows their names. And our scout team, we put them in pennies on the day before the game. And that was Taylor and Colin and Chris and Eric and Isaiah plays with that team and Javon. And they were great. We did not practice Thursday. We watched film and really digested what happened to us Wednesday night. Friday we had a great spirited practice, and those guys set the tone. They, a little bit of a disadvantage because so much of what they've been doing was for Gaston, but I really thought our players responded to that. And there's sometimes when it's too complicated for the Penny group to get it in one day, but they were right on. That's their win, plain and simple, as far as I see it.
Phil, second straight home game, you got off to a big start. How key is that?
Well, I think, Mark, I look at it the other way, and I'm a glass half full kind of guy. We got off to a quick start, missing as many open shots as you could possibly have. And really, that was the bugaboo at St. Louis. We were okay early. We had good shot. We had good looks. So we're still not there. I think not turning the ball over, playing a more balanced game. But yeah, we're still a beat off, I think, in terms of what we really wanted to talk about tonight was execution. Now, we did a better job. And their style of defense is going to allow us to do that. That's not what we've seen, and I don't think that's what we'll see Wednesday. I think they'll be up in us and make us make basketball plays.
Phil, I know you always say you just look at the next game, but with 2 to go and you still haven't clinched the berth.
I think, I'll be honest with you, I like all you guys. I think it's the most overblown thing that I've read. Like this thing that St. Joe's is in threat of not. Why? What is the point? I just don't get what that is all about. It's where we are. We were 6 and 7. We were 10th place going into tonight's game. So what's the big deal? We have to play the games that are in front of us. I think it's been overdone. I don't see it being of any consequence. It's about what's going to happen next Saturday night. That's all. That's all. So we haven't sat and been wringing our hands and saying, oh my God, what if this happened, what if that happens? We give them the standings every time. And we tell them, this is how far out of this spot we are, this is how far we are out of that spot. But the negative tone has been silly, I think. I really do.
I'm sure it's a negative tone as much as just saying.
No, it's a negative tone. It's flat out a negative tone because So do you point out who's in a bye and who's not in a bye? No. You don't say they're 2 game. It's overdone. It's just overdone.
Phil, do you still think this team can do it? I mean, you're going to have to.
I think this team will come on Monday and will work to win on Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like to say, well, what could happen in Brooklyn? That's all wasted energy. It's just So here's what we'll do. We'll drop our heads and say we haven't won 4 straight this year. So you mean we have to go to Brooklyn and win 4 straight? Well, we haven't done it, so now we can't do it? I don't know what's gained by that. I really don't. I just see this game that's in front of us, and let's get our next win. I mean, for all this hand-wringing, everybody know what our record was last year at this day? We were the exact same. We're exactly the same. We were 16 and 10. We were 15 and 11. And this team, because everybody said, right? But I go back to my thing. Better is better, not older is better.
Phil, did you like the way that Khalil seemed to give you some energy in the first half? Is what I was seeing.
Well, I mean, that's Khalil's game. I mean, that's what he does. I mean, that play at the end was as good a basketball play as you could make. He had an open shot. He lifts the kid. He still doesn't take it, and he gives Tay an open 3. you hope that that becomes contagious. Now, Tay didn't make that shot. But Halil comes every day. That's what he does every day in practice. You know, he is a guy that's vocal. And, you know, for one of the things about him is you can coach him. Like the play in the first half when he dribbled down the floor, he had Ron behind him for a lob. He always throws that lob. Tonight he didn't throw that lob. So, no, I'm, you know, CJ, you kind of filled minutes Wednesday night, but it's his back and his wrist, and we knew that for the last 2 days. So Halil and Ron were going to go extended minutes.
Do you think Tay was a little ticked about Wednesday? Or what did you think of his performance?
I thought that he took some shots tonight where he was open, and he took some shots going to the basket. He and I had a conversation yesterday about guard play. You know, we just have not had high-level guard play, and he had to understand what that meant. What did he watch film? Does he watch the film the way you're supposed to watch the film? And I did the same thing with Chris. So I thought Tay's response to our conversation makes me feel better.
So what did you think of Isaiah tonight? I know he hasn't seen the court much, but I'm just wondering, like, looks like when he gets in there, he gives you something.
He gave us 3 fouls, and he fouled 3 times in
It looked like
7
he set a
minutes.
couple nice. I mean,
He set a great screen.
That's
He got Tay wide open on a screen there. And had Pop not played as well as he did in the first half, Isaiah was going to get that turn in the second half. And again, because of the way he practiced. I mean, he hit a wall. He hit a wall. I've told him he hit a wall academically. He hit a wall basketball-wise at the end of the first semester. You know, he treated this like he was a freshman. And freshmen don't quite get this. He stayed home from St. Louis. He didn't do anything wrong. The teacher suggested that he stay home to take a test on Friday where they would review on Tuesday and Wednesday. He was told he didn't do anything wrong. His family was called and told he didn't do anything wrong. But all of a sudden Friday in practice, he was like hopping around and he was engaged. What I just said to him, though, is you can't put all this time in the weight room and go out there and push around because, think about it, he spent 4/5 of this year guarding Halil and Ron. Right? We don't call fouls in practice, and now he gets 3 fouls in 7 minutes. He's got to be better than that.
He looks like a guy that could just, when you see him on the court, he looks like a guy who could give you some minutes, but we don't see what happens behind the scenes.
No,
so
yeah.
Is he just not?
Yeah, his practices from, you know, pick a date, December 15th to now have been inadequate. I'm not knocking him, you know, but a couple of weeks ago we changed, and then he became like the primary guy on the scout team. So like yesterday he was Gaston, and he's played better that way. And the coaches have really worked him, you know what I mean? But for him to have an opportunity, you know, like it didn't hurt us tonight. But 3 fouls on Wednesday night, that could hurt us because it's going to be a different tempo. On the road on Saturday could be a different tempo. So you get what you earn, and his practice was better yesterday, so he got a chance. But he can't react to all this like, you know, shoot the ball. He's got to be a basketball player. He's got to be, and he was at the offensive end. Thank you.
Maybe this to me out.
What is it?
Rhode Island stuff.